All right. As everybody knows, I am evidently a fan of leaving my microphone unplugged. You know what? Maybe what I should do is this. Maybe every time I leave my microphone unplugged, I'm not going to edit out when I leave my microphone unplugged because almost every video, I must have probably 30 or 40, 60 bazillion videos of me with my mic unplugged and starting the video and looking down and not seeing the red light on. And every time I do that, I should randomly pick a subscriber and give them $10. Maybe that's how I'll learn, but probably not. Anyways, I am a fan of dissenting opinions. I really am. I believe that everybody should be able to hear the other side just in case perhaps our opinions are wrong, and that's cool. And there's nothing wrong with it. Now, this girl here is being touted as the anti-Greta Thunberg activist, but she doesn't like to think of herself as that way. She likes to think of herself as a climate realist. She's got really good things to say, too. I enjoy her point of view. And it's nice to be able to have someone who says, hey, look, rather than saying, you must believe in us because you have robbed us of our childhood. How dare you? Someone says, okay, well, you don't have to believe everything that I say, but here's what I want to say. Here's what I believe in, and here's what I think. And now tell me what you think. I love that. That's refreshing. That's the way I operate, and it's really, really good. Uh, I can't play the video for you, I don't believe, but I do recommend that you go check it out. You can find it under Anti Greta or Pro Human. Uh, it's there. Heartland Institute, a U.S. conservative libertarian think tank based out of Illinois, is hoping to combat the media's mania for Greta Thunberg with her own YouTuber, Naomi Sabi, 19. And she pretty much says right off the bat, look, she doesn't want to be called as an anti-Greta person. That's not what she's about. She's about, here's a differing opinion, and she wanted to be able to sit down with Greta and have a talk with her, which is so nice to hear. So often we hear cancel culture, shut them down. I don't agree with them. La, la, la. Where's my safe space? You know, should hire people to drive around with nothing but teddy bears in their car. And when people are running around, just throw teddy bears at them. Here's your safe space. Give them a teddy bear to hug. It's a good thing. Give them a mobile safe space. Maybe that's what we can call it. If anybody wants to invest in my mobile safe space, we will have a van running around. It will have padded sides and teddy bears and puppy dogs, of course, with their nails already clipped, and they will be wearing those little masks just in case. Yeah. The German YouTuber has been dubbed the anti-Greta for her stances of climate realism over climate alarmism. And it's important to understand she does not like the term anti-Greta, okay? She likes the term climate realism. We are in an accepting society, right? If someone wants to term themselves as a bacon double cheeseburger and the most oppressed people on the planet Earth because they are bacon double cheeseburgers, well, then so be it. You're a bacon double cheeseburger. Where's my fries? The think tank, which has ties to the Donald Trump administration, released a video recently entitled Naomi Sebt versus Greta Thunberg. Whom should we trust? Sebt was called a fanatic voice for free markets and for climate realism by James Taylor, a director of the Arthur B. Robinson Center for Climate and Environmental Policy, according to the New York Post. All too often, though, it appears to me when we stand back and you look at it from a realistic point of view, and I've always said that for years on my videos, look at life from a realistic perspective, that a lot of times some of these climate change and some of these anti-climate change, both sides, both extreme sides, are in it to make a buck, to make a click. And some of the things that they do are so outrageous. It's just like, what? So she does come forth and she has a reasonable argument. And she presents her reasonable argument. And she says, look, I don't want you to panic, just like Greta Thunberg wants you to panic. And Greta Thunberg will tell you right off the bat, yes, I want you to panic. But this girl says, look, I don't want you to panic. I want you to think. And that's where we should be. We shouldn't panic. We should think. We should wonder. We should ask why, what, where, when, How? All those classic questions that bring about answers to questions. In December, Heartland had Seeped headline their forum during the UN Climate Conference in Madrid. The Institute hired her services again in January to represent a climate skepticism campaign on global warming. "I want you to panic," said Greta Thunberg at the World Economic Forum in Switzerland last year. "I want you to feel the fear I feel every day, and then I want you to act." Thunberg is also named Person of the Year by Time magazine for her work in fighting climate change. And that's the differing of opinions. One is trying to get you to panic into action, and the other one is trying to get you to think into action. Well, the thing is, if you panic into action, a lot of times you overreact or you react in a wrong manner. But if you're able to stop and think, take a knee, if you will, take I can't think of the word. Take stock of your surroundings. Where are you? What is going on? What is your objective? Do you have an objective? If you don't have a clear objective, how do you have markers that can tell you where you're at? If you panic, then you're panicking of, here's my objective, but you're not thinking about what's in between. But if you stop and you take in your surroundings and you say, what is going on? What are we going to do? How are we going to handle this? How are we going to pay for this? Is this even doable? But panic is not the way to do it. You panic, well, every casino in the world would tell you they love it when you start to panic. Seeped posted a video on Heartland's website decrying Thunberg's statement, saying, "I don't want you to panic. I want you to think." Seeped has disavowed the term Anti Greta title. "The reason I don't like the term Anti Greta is that it suggests I myself am an indoctrinated puppet, I guess, for the other side," she says in a video titled Naomi Seeped versus Greta Thunberg, Who Should We Trust? Which is a good thing. That's a great mindset, to have an open mind of, hey, I don't want to be a puppet for anybody, but here are my opinions, and I don't want you to panic, and we shouldn't panic. We should be able to think. What is the phrase? Cooler heads shall rule the day. Seeped stated that she is not this evil opposite of Greta. She might be a really nice girl, and I would love to talk to her someday. "It is important that we keep questioning the narrative that is out there instead of promoting it," Seeped said. And yes, we should have differing opinions and differing sides. It's going to be that one little side down there calling out something, hey, we know something, and everybody else calling out above them. They're not hearing this person because they're too loud. And it's going to be that person that has good information. Maybe not all of what they say, but there might be something in there that says, hey, you know what? That part of what you said might be true, and we might be able to build upon that and maybe do something with this. If we could get both sides together and say, hey, you know what? Here's what I think, and here's what I think. And the answer is most likely somewhere in politics. More or less, everything's going to be kind of center, maybe center right, center left, somewhere around there. It's never going to be these extremes. And if we get to the point where it is the extremes, then we're in a bad point in our life. If we're at the point where we have to take extreme measures, then we're at a point in our life that I don't want to be living in, because it's going to be bad. I get chills when I see these young people, especially at Fridays for Future. They are screaming out and shouting, and they are generally terrified, or genuinely terrified, she said in an interview with the Washington Post. They don't want the world to end. And of course they don't. But they've been fed a narrative, and they haven't found differing opinions. And when you live in an echo chamber and somebody's telling you the sky is falling, by God, the sky is falling, and your life is literally in danger. And you're going to do everything you can to protect your little lives because you are worthwhile. I don't blame you. But what I do blame you for is not listening to differing opinions, because there is nothing wrong with differing opinions. Differing opinions are great. They're wonderful. They're awesome. They're how you challenge your own belief system, and you ensure and enshrine in your own self that your belief systems are correct. Because if you go the way that these people that go for Fridays for the Future go, without hearing anything from the other side, frothing at the mouth, well, then anything you hear is drastic. You what? You go against my opinion? Well, how dare you go against what I think? But if you are listening to differing opinions and are accustomed to hearing differing opinions, well, then you get to a point in your life where you're like, okay, well, let me hear what you have to say. Oh, really? You know what? That is kind of interesting. I still think you're wrong. Here's why I think you're wrong. Or, holy crap, I think you might be right. I mean, Jesus, I was a Democrat for my whole life. I still am a registered Democrat. My father has always been, as long as I've been alive, a staunch Republican. So, yes, we have had differings of opinions, but they've always been handled in a welcoming manner, and the voice has always been welcomed. But I've personally debated kids from Fridays for the Future, and no, they are not accepting, and no, they do not want to hear a differing side or opinion. And this channel is all about taking that needle and busting in some truth to these echo chambers, little bit by little bit, little seed by little seed. You know what I mean? Siebert was a former climate alarmist herself, but views changed after watching people joining Thunberg-inspired Fridays for the Future, the far left, the far extreme, the far activists. They are a surefire way to make somebody who is sound of mind look and be like, hey, wait a second, what? Is this the path we're going down? Because that doesn't look like a good path. You're all frothing at the mouth and this and that, and over here they're thinking, hey, you know what are the facts? What is going on? And who's right? And yeah, no. We don't want to panic. So it's really nice to see someone that has a dissenting opinion and welcomes dissenting opinions. So thoughts and opinions, guys, I highly recommend seeing her. With YouTube clashing down on me, I don't even know if I can link her video or if it would do her more harm with a link from my video. It might do her more harm. Who knows? I feel like sometimes my video is on some sort of a blacklist, the way that it's treated. But the news is news, and you guys are worthwhile, and I love you guys, and stay informed. And dissenting opinions are awesome. That's why I chose this story. It accentuates the idea that we have, that the United States used to be this melting pot of people, and that we took good ideas and bad ideas and we put them all under here, and the melting pot of society was all the bad stuff floated to the top when he scraped it off and threw it away. And even if your culture was completely different than this culture, there was something that was really good in each of them that represented something that people of all kinds of colors and nations and nationalities and backgrounds and ages and religions and colors, and I've probably repeated myself 20 billion times, but God bless it, I will till the end of my days, because it's true. There's no such thing as cultural appropriation. It's cultural appreciation. But it was a melting pot where you were supposed to be able to get the best out of anything if you needed. And if something had nothing good in it, then it was naturally died off. Anyways, those are my thoughts and opinions, and I will see you guys on the next one. Maybe I need to take a nap.